everyone, I am Julian and for today's video, I'll be reporting about SDG 9, Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure. So, let's start. Sustainable electricity systems. To be sustainable, electricity systems must recover operating costs, invest more for future, provide reliable electricity, and meet environmental and social objectives. Renewable electricity generation is an essential part of a sustainable energy future. An increasing number of governments and subsidizing deployment of renewable energy technologies for electricity generation
There
and
is
the
a
growth of
widespread popular
domestic
support for
industries.
using renewable energy, particularly solar and wind energy, which provide electricity without giving rise to any carbon dioxide emission. Harnessing this electricity depends on the cost and efficiency of the technology, which is constantly improving and reducing cost per peak kilowatt and per kilowatt hour at the source.
Now, national grids.
The
What is the
national grid
national grid?
network is made of high voltage power lines, gas pipelines, interconnectors, and storage facilities that together enables the distribution of electricity. The grid ensures that all areas always have enough power. The national grid network is
How
made
does
of
the
high
national
voltage
grid
power
work?
lines, gas pipelines, interconnectors, and storage facilities that together enables the distribution of electricity. The grid ensures that all areas always have enough power.
Within the network, there are many electricity distribution companies called distribution network operators or DNO who send electricity from the grid to your home. Let's
A
proceed to
feed-in
feed-in
tariff is
tariffs.
a
What
policy
is a
tool
feed-in
designed to
tariffs?
promote investment in renewable energy sources. This usually means promising small-scale producers of the energy such as solar and wind energy an above-market price for what they deliver to the grid.
So it usually involves long-term contracts for 15 to 20 years. Feed-in tariffs are common in the US and around the world, used most notably in Germany and Japan. So let's understand
Feed-in
more
tariffs
what
are seen
feed-in
as
tariffs
designed
really
to promote
means.
renewable energy sources in the early stages of their development, when production is often not economically feasible. Feed-in tariffs usually involve long-term agreements and prices tied to the cost of production of the risk inherent in renewable energy production, encouraging investment and development that otherwise might not take place. The world is fast becoming a global village due to the increasingly daily requirement of energy by all population across the world, while the Earth in its form cannot change.
The need for energy and its related services to satisfy human, social, and economic development, welfare, and health increasing.
Returning to renewables to help navigate climate change is an excellent approach which needs to be sustainable in order to meet energy demands of the future generations.
Conflict. Long-term trends such as economic and population growth, environmental degradation, and climate change affect the availability of renewable sources.
Managing conflicts related to natural resources is therefore now more critical than ever before. As pressures in natural resources increase, competition between user groups to sustain livelihoods can lead to tensions and instability, particularly in the absence of effective resources governance, frameworks, and dispute resolution mechanisms.
Now let's proceed to the second one. Second is the sustainable job market, opportunities and investments. Sustainable jobs are referred to sustainable growth where social, environmental, and economic conditions are satisfied.
First, different definitions of growth are examined. We show that the economic definitions don't get the question of employment right. Labor is missing because full employment is supposed in the long run. Then, local experiences of sustainable employment are examined. Jobs that belong to the market sector refers to normal jobs. On the other hand, found jobs refers to the public employment policy which aim to helping unemployed people to find a new occupation. These jobs are transitional markets on the nonprofit sector.
Third is sustainability of internet from green chat groups to the ecological footprint of search engine servers.
Every single search query, streamed song or video, and every email sent billions of times all over the world, it all adds up to an ever increasing global demand for electricity and to rising CO2 emissions too. Our increasing reliance on digital tools has an environmental impact that's becoming increasingly harder to ignore.
How big is the world's digital carbon footprint? According to the experts, their share of global
CO2 emissions increased from 2.5 to 3.7% between 2013 and 2018. That means that our use of digital technologies now actually cause more CO2 emissions and has a bigger impact on global warming to the entire aviation industry. According to estimates, the aviation industry caused around 2.5% of emissions.
Fourth is the sustainability of transport infrastructures. What is a transport infrastructure?
Transport infrastructure is composed of the fixed installations of canals, waterways, airways, railways, roads, and terminals, as well as pipelines such as seaports, refueling depots, trucking terminals, warehouses, bus stations, railway station, and airports.
And lastly, the alternative currencies of investment in local infrastructures. Local currency financing of infrastructure projects has the important advantage of avoiding currency risk that can arise when a project generating revenues in the domestic currency has a foreign currency denominated debt service requirements. So, that's the end of my video. I hope that you have learned something and thank you for watching.